Good Saturday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to this week's episode of What Every Cruiser Wants. And that's right, we are back with 3 new cruise comments, and we have rudeness. We have entitlement abound. We got people that just lost the damn mind, at least in my opinion. But let's take a look at these comments, and you guys can help me decide, are these people right? Or are these people just living off in their own damn world? For our first comment today, we have both entitlement and we have rudeness. I think we have someone also who doesn't understand how the world works. I think we have someone here that honestly, I hope never ever cruises again, because with this kind of attitude, I sure don't want him on a ship with me. On the Carnival blank, why are some of your crew wearing masks? I do not. I will not be served by someone wearing a mask. What is going on? What is Carnival hiding? I deserve a different server. The rest of the table does too. All right, let's break this one down. Why is my server wearing a mask? Because I don't wear a mask. And if I don't wear a mask, they shouldn't be allowed to wear a mask either. Got to get that entitlement out there right up front. Now, the official policy is that crew members on Carnival Cruise Lines are no longer required to wear a mask, but they have the option to wear one if they want to. Remember, this is their job. This is their place of work. They want to get paid. They don't want to get sick. And when they are constantly around people all the time, serving tables, constantly rotating passengers on board a ship, they're taking a little bit of a precaution. And some people seem to forget, long before COVID, long before we wore masks on cruise ships, if you remember back when they used to show things on the news, bird flu, swine flu, all the different flus, years and years ago before COVID, they would show pictures of people like in Asia and other countries, and what do you know? They were wearing masks. It's kind of a common thing in some of these countries that people wear their masks. And when you have a ship with crew members from all around the world, you're going to find people that like and enjoy and believe that it's safer for them to wear their mask, and they are allowed to do so. They go on to say, I will not be served by someone wearing a mask. Then get out of the dining room. Honestly, just take your stuff and go. Because guess what? That crew member does not deserve to have to put up with you. And then they finish up by saying, I deserve a different server. Again, I go back to my statement I just made. You know what? None of those servers deserve to have to put up with you. So I hope you get off that cruise ship. I hope you didn't like it, and I hope you never cruise again. Because if this is the kind of attitude that you're bringing on a cruise ship, with your rudeness and your demanding entitlement that I don't do it so they shouldn't be allowed to do it kind of BS, in my opinion, just be gone. But let me throw it out there to you guys, because I don't speak for everyone. The rest of my table here isn't all chiming in with agreement, so let me throw it over to you guys. Do you think the crew is hiding something from wearing a mask? Does it bother you if a crew member wears a mask? And if they do, should they immediately have to give you a new server because you don't like it? Have y'all noticed that seems like people are so easily offended by every little thing? And if you don't like what somebody says, you demand that they change it. You demand that they fix it, because everything they do must suit you and only you. Now, when we're talking a world about social media, whether we're talking about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatever the case may be, you know what? If you don't like what somebody says, if you don't like how somebody says something, you don't have to watch it. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to follow. But for some people, that's not good enough, because a person can tell a joke, tell a story, try to be funny. You don't like it, so instead, a negative comment is only the way to go. Many of us on Cruise Critic are questioning if you should be featured so predominantly for Carnival. Some of your references are crass in my opinion. You wrote today that you are a donkey and your pronouns are he and haw. That is something that those of us who take pronouns seriously deserve an apology from you. So this was in reference to a comment that was made on John Heal's Facebook page by John himself, calling himself a donkey, saying his pronouns are he and ha. But of course, somebody somehow took a reference about donkeys and turned it into something offensive about them had to write in a little comment demanding an apology. But like I said at the beginning, you know what? If you don't like what the man says, don't follow his page. I don't think people need to change every little thing about themselves just to suit a couple of people here and there. Now, that, of course, is just my opinion, because I'm not going to change the way I do things. I'm not going to change the way I say things to suit a minority of people out there in the world. But you guys let me know what you think. Do you think there's an issue with Carnival Cruise Lines predominantly having John Heald out there as their brand ambassador? Do you think a joke about donkeys and he's and haws is so offensive that an apology is deserved? You guys let me know what you think about this one, because personally, I don't think he owes anybody an apology. And finally, pier runners. Now, we all know what pier runners are. Those folks that are late for the ship. They know all aboard time is 4 o'clock, and here they come down the pier, 4:01, 4:10, 4:15. Some of them running, some of them strolling like it's a Sunday afternoon, not a care in the world, or even concerned that they are late getting back to the cruise ship. Now, it has become a pretty standard cruise tradition that when there are pier runners, there are people on their balconies, there are people on the top decks, and they are cheering, hooting, and hollering, and letting these folks know, we all know you're the reason we're still here. But for this person, they don't think people should hoot and holler. They don't believe in the cheering and the jeering off the side of the ship. They think it should stop. They think it should stop, and it shouldn't happen anymore. I have never cheered. It is wrong for people to drop this. It is irresponsible for them to be late, but nobody knows the reason. To have the announcement from the cruise directors, encouragement from you, is just plain wrong in my humble opinion. It is sad knowing how they must feel being late, or worse, being left on the pier wondering how to get back to the ship or to get home. Now, while I will agree that you don't always know the reason why people are late, could be a late returning excursion, something like that has caused the delay. Perhaps something in port happened that was absolutely out of their control. Yep, things like that can happen. So I can agree that you don't always know the reason. However, when it's been 15, 20, 25 minutes past the all aboard time, and you see these people strolling down the pier, I mean, they're not even acting like they're in a hurry, strolling down the pier, carrying their shopping bags, waving at the ship like they think it's funny that everybody's hollering at them. Do you really think that they have a good reason? And honestly, in just my humble opinion, pier running has kind of become a cruise line sport, a spectator sport that people enjoy. But let me throw it out there to you guys. Do you think it is wrong to hang over the side of the ship and cheer on the pier runners? Or do you think you should just utterly leave them alone because you don't know the reason why they're late? And that's going to be our video today for what every cruiser wants. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about these particular comments. Are these people right, or are these people wrong? Do they speak for everybody, or are they only speaking for themselves? Now, next week's What Every Cruiser Wants episode is going to be our 75th episode. I've decided we're going to do something just a little bit different, kind of celebrate 75 episodes. And you figure 75 episodes, 3 comments minimum per episode. We've had a lot of comments. I've been saving a bunch of them up, and next week we're going to do the 75th episode live. So it's going to be a live What Every Cruiser Wants. Still kind of working out the time. It is going to be later on in Saturday. It will not be at 6 a.m. I'm thinking maybe 3, 4, or 5 o'clock Central Time. If you guys have a kind of time suggestion, let me know. It just cannot be first thing Saturday morning. I am stuck with other commitments. But I do want to do the 75th episode live, so look for that next week. As soon as I lock down the exact time, I'll go ahead and put it on YouTube. That way everybody can be there and participate in the What Every Cruiser Wants live. Now, I hope everyone out there has enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day and a really great weekend. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas in one more week.